For this question, we've been asked to arrange fractions, decimals and percentages from smallest to largest. Here we have two fractions. They're fractions because they've got a numerator, a denominator and a division line. Here we have a percentage because of the percentage sign. And over here we have a decimal because of the fact it's got a decimal point and there's no percentage sign. So step one, generally with all these problems I would try and convert them to decimals. If we can do this, then it becomes easier to compare them from smallest to largest. So step one. First of all, this one is already a decimal, so I'm just going to copy it down. 0.0108. Okay, let's have a look at these two. Using my calculator, I'm going to try and do it a quick way, because in your exams you can use a calculator. What we do, this means 1 divided by 1,000. So I'm going to type it in. 1 divided by 1,000. Okay, it's come up with this. 1 times 10 to the minus 3. It's in standard form, hasn't really helped. Let's carry on for the next fraction. So this one means 11 divided by 1,000. So 11 divided by 1,000. And it comes up, yep, excellent, we've got a decimal this time. 0.011. To change this percentage into a decimal, we need to divide by 100. So 0.11 divided by 100. Okay, unfortunately we've got again in standard form. So let's just have a recap of what we've done so far. Using my calculator, I have tried to get all of them into decimals. I've got this into a decimal, and I've got this into a decimal. Unfortunately, I haven't got these into decimals, I've got them to the standard form. So our calculator's given us a bit of help, but now we need to start using our brain. So I'll just put this to the side. So far we've changed this into a decimal and we've changed this into a decimal. Let's now try and change these into decimals. So this says 1 divided by 1,000, our thousandth. So let's try and use our mind here. So I'm going to put 1 and say 1 divided by 1,000. Well, that's the same as saying 1 divided by 10 divided by 10 divided by 10. So let's have I've got a 1 here. I'm going to put some zeros. It makes it a bit easier for us to see what's happening. So to divide it by 10, let's do the first one. 1 divided by 10 becomes 0.1. So we divide it by 10 once. Let's divide it by 10 again. So 0.01. And we need to divide it by 10 one more time. 0.001. We've done it. We've done 1 divided by 1,000th. So 0.001. So the only one we have to do now is change this one into a decimal. And I'm going to put a little box here. So exactly the same as what we did in our calculator. We tried to do it. We tried to change a percentage to a decimal by dividing by 100. So let's try and use our mind this time. 0.11. I've got to divide by 100. Well, that's the same as saying 0.11 divided by 10 divided by 10. So 0.11 divided by 110, 0.011, divide by another 10, 0.0011. We've done it. We've done 0.11 divided by 100. 0.0011. So now, although it's still pretty complicated, we're getting a step there, and your chances are, right now, you probably gained a mark, because you converted them all into the same form. We converted them all into decimals. So let's start with a new piece of paper again. So here, the next step, we now need to decide as to which of these is the smallest and which of these is the largest. Let me make that a bit bigger. And which of these is the largest, from smallest to largest. Okay, so let's start. First up, none of them have got units, and we're gonna first of all let's go for the largest first. None of them have got units. Okay, do any of them have tenths? No, none of them have got tenths. Do any of them have hundredths? No, this one doesn't. This one's got 1/100th. This one doesn't have any hundredths. This one's got 1/100th. So the largest is going to be between these two. So this one's got 1/100th, one's got 1/100th equal. So let's try and look at the thousandth. In the thousandth, this has got 1/1000th. This one doesn't have any thousandth. So therefore, this one here is the largest. So this here is the largest. 11 divided by 1,000. And I'm going to cross it out. But I'm not going to cross it completely out, so the examiner knows I've converted it into decimal, just in case I make a mistake. So let's continue. Well, we've decided it was going to be between these two to be the largest, so clearly this one must be the next largest. So 0.0108. So let's find out which is going to be the next smallest. So this one hasn't got any units, hasn't got any tenths, haven't got any hundredths, but we've got a thousandths. But this one has also got a 10,000th. This one doesn't have any 10,000th. So this one is the next largest. So 0.11%. Cross it out. Cross it out. We've only got one left, and I write it in 1,000th. So therefore, from smallest to largest, we've solved the problem. Now notice how I did not order these in my final solution. I ordered the original format. That's what we were given, the original question. That is very important to get the full mark. And we've solved it.